Hello and good morning. My name is Kabir Khan and I will be your instructor today for Joomla 2.5 training. We'll start with lesson 1, which is Introduction and Technical Architecture. Just a quick note to viewers and participants. The following presentation is intended for information and demonstration purposes only. It's not a commitment to deliver any services or paid trainings. This training and the material used in it have been developed by myself. Hence, no copying, reuse, or its reproduction without my prior permission is authorized. For more information, please contact at info@aclnz.com. And thanks for understanding. Alright, so we'll first understand why I had gone for Joomla and what are the benefits underlying. When I explored Joomla, I noticed that it doesn't require any programming knowledge. It's very easy to install and configure. It's easy to enhance features of your website using Joomla, and it's very easy to maintain your website. Say day-to-day maintenance, something changes, or for instance if you are introducing a new article on your website and you don't have to rely on external parties for maintenance. Say you don't have to pay monthly maintenance because you're maintaining it yourself. As simple as that. So all that empower you to maintain your website, but it also helps you to save a lot of money. And now with this Joomla, I could able to self-develop my website, and I pretty much saved a good amount of money. So the whole idea for this course is to share the same concepts with you guys, to just let you know how easy it's to develop a website using Joomla. Alright, so let's get started. Introduction to Joomla 2.5. What's Joomla? Joomla is nothing but it's an open source content management system. It's nothing but a container for your website. It holds your entire website. It helps you to easily create your website and maintain its contents. This is a very simple and easy to understand definition. I thought it's not a good idea to put very technical words in this. Now, what's a content management system? Understand that as a container. It simply holds your website and all the website components in one place, wherein it could be maintained by yourself, or you can delegate the maintenance to someone else, maybe people who are working in your company. So to start with, you need to install Joomla first. For that, we need to understand a couple of things. First thing is we need to understand what's XAMPP. Now I just see that there is a minor typo out here. It's XAMPP. Alright, so XAMPP is an open source package which contains a couple of things inside it. It contains a web server, which is also called as an Apache. It's called as a database, and it contains a interpreting program or programs for scripts written in PHP programming language. As a prerequisite for Joomla to work, you must install XAMPP so that it could access the database for storing your website contents and then host your website contents through Apache web server. Now this part of XAMPP may look a little bit technical to you, but that doesn't matter. As of now, you can still choose to ignore it, but as we move along, this will become very clear, and at a later point in the course, perhaps we might come back to again read this definition of XAMPP, and then that's where you will understand it more clearly. Alright, so people who don't understand the technicals, what I just said, can simply choose to ignore it at this point of time. So let's get started with the installation part of Joomla. It's very easy peasy to do it. So let me just explain you the process which goes in installing a Joomla. Alright, so as you would see here, now I thought before we install, let's understand the components that goes into a Joomla website. Let me, before I go into this chart, what you see out here with a few technical terms, let me just explain you in a simple, very simple terminology. Now, this is the user of the website. So assuming that this is you are using a web page, say for instance you're accessing google.com, and you don't know what's going on behind google.com when you type a search query, right? You're simply a user of that website, but behind the scene what happens is, in a website, when you use a website to access its contents, say for example you use search. Search is what you type search, say you type a word called as, I want to search for project management, so you type project management on a search box, right? So that's nothing but a request. You're requesting the website to retrieve the contents of project management or the words matching project management in the website, right? So what happens is, the moment you type project management, hit the search button, a request is sent to the website. And how it is sent is, in the browser, what you see is the website starts with HTTP, is it not? Let's go to a website. Let me just open it. Say the example I was giving you. So as you would see out here, the website starts with HTTP, right? Actually, HTTP stands for hypertext. Actually, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, for people who were simply wondering what it is. So it helps to, as it says, transfer protocol. So it helps to take the request from the user and transfer it to the website. That's what it does. So the user types search query here. In this case, it's project management. Then the HTTP protocol takes it, and there is something called as an Apache server. It's a web server, which is a means to communicate from the website or the back end of that website to the front of the website, which is nothing but the website itself. So the request that you just typed comes through the HTTP server. It understands, or it receives that request and then passes it further to the PHP interpreter. The PHP interpreter takes that request and then passes it to the application tier. Application tier is nothing but wherein all the applications of your Joomla is lying. Okay, so PHP interpreter finds the application that should execute the query or the request that you sent through the website. So in this case, it's nothing but a search request you sent, and then it finds the application that is responsible for executing your search request, and that application, it is pulled out, and that application is then executed, right? So when that application is executed, of course the actual data is lying in the database. Okay, so the application, what does it is, it takes the criteria what you passed. So in this case, you search for project management, so it takes the criteria like everything that starts with project management. That's the criteria. It goes to the database, searches everything that starts with project management, and then takes that output of the query, and again the whole process that has come through from the user until the database, now it happens in reverse. Okay, so that search results goes back through the application tier, goes back to PHP interpreter, then it passes on to the HTTP web server, which is nothing but acts as a communication medium through with the user, and then finally the actual information is passed through the HTTP protocol to the user, and it's displayed on the website. As simple as that. That's what is Joomla architecture. Okay, now again, if it sounds a little technical to you, you may choose to ignore it, but you will find it details about it gradually in this course. So let's proceed ahead. And yeah, before proceeding, as you would see, these parts, HTTP web server, the PHP, and the database, these three components are nothing but it forms XAMPP. That's what we briefly discussed it in the previous slide. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now, installation process flow. Now what I've done it is, instead of telling you one by one what to install it, how to install it, I thought it's a good idea that I simply draw a process map for you to know what all goes in the installation. So installation of Joomla involves, first you need to download XAMPP. Once you download XAMPP, then you need to install it. Okay, installation is very easy peasy. Okay, it just takes probably half a minute to do it. Once you install it, XAMPP, which contains three things which I just explained you, and then you need to download Joomla. Once you download Joomla, you need to install the Joomla. Okay, once you install Joomla, then you need to start the Apache database service, and then few other things that goes with it. So I don't want to discuss it at this point of time, but at the moment what you need to do for installation is these three things, wherein downloading and installing XAMPP, downloading and installing Joomla. But rest of the process map we will see it a little while from now. Alright, so let's proceed further. Alright, with that, what I'll do it is the actual installation part I will continue it in the next class. Alright, so see you then. Goodbye.